Louise Dente, and I welcome you to yet another edition of Cultural Caravan. On this edition is a special as we bring back an old friend of ours, Dr. Segun Shabaka. He is the chairman and coordinator of the International African Arts Festival, as well as the chairman of the New York chapter of the National Association of Kawaida Organizations. He's also the proprietor of Pyramid Productions Travel LLC. Let's welcome Brother Segun back on the show. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks
All
for
right.
having me again.
We can tell by all of these responsibilities that you are constantly on the move, brother. How do you get a chance to sleep?
I get it in. I take care. I try to rest, get my rest.
Mhm.
That's key to good
Exactly.
health. It's
Which,
key to good health.
absolutely. And certainly you're doing some marvelous work in terms of keeping the International African Arts Festival going for over 53 years. And I know you've been connected to it for a number of years and keeping those traditions. So let's first start off with this year's theme, 53 years. What is the theme of this year's festival?
The theme for this year's festival is Sila Digiba. Sila Digiba, which means path of hope from the Bambara people of Mali. And so, we always have known that hope is integral to the African American vision, struggle, and life. And so we always choose a theme from the continent of Africa. Uh, and but I would say that I've been with the festival since its inception. All 53 years I've worked festival. And the last 20, 30, I've been the person that have brought forth the theme that we use every year, doing a little research and contacts with people that are knowledgeable of various cultures in Africa. And so uh, this year we actually spoke with, it's also the kind of vision and mantra of the um, Maimuna Kita African dance troupe. So I spoke with the founder, co-founder, and artistic director, Sister Madi Boss, and she gave me that theme, and that's how we came to Sila Digi Ba, Path of Hope for this year.
Tell us about some of the acts that are going to be gracing the stage this year.
I would like to say that uh, from our research, we think that we are the oldest multi-day Pan-African festival in the country and possibly globally. We've been doing this festival, Pan-African. And when you mention those regions where African people reside, every year we always include those regions in our artists. Our patrons come from those regions, as well as our vendors. So we are truly a Pan-African festival, and we've been that since our inception, 53 years now. And so this year, we have tapped into those same regions. And we have Brother Winard Harper as one of our featured headlining artists. We have Sita Rodriguez. ¿Dónde va María? ¿Dónde va tan linda? Arregladita. Ella dónde va? Antes no salía. have a brother, Dr. Felix, and the Afro Soul Band. Our brother, Dr. Felix, is from Nigeria, but I met him in South Africa, where he was residing up until this month. I think he's supposed to move to Atlanta. In transit to Atlanta, he'll
Mhm.
be staying in New York a few weeks, and he's going to perform at festival. We also have a brother from New Orleans, David Allen Andrews. All right, he'll be doing New Orleans style music. We have Strafe. I don't know if you remember Strafe from Set It Off. We have a brother that's one of the hottest up and coming artists out of East Africa, Damien Soul. So he'll be coming in the next few days and performing at festival. And each night, at festival, Louise, uh, for most years we always have African dance troops. In the last several years, we've closed out with African dance troops, and that
Mhm.
says something about the power of African culture. I believe that we are able to produce and offer an African dance troupe to close out our event, and it's never anticlimactic. Think about that.
Mhm.
I don't care who the main artist is,
Mhm.
it's never anticlimactic when we close out with the dance troupe that we close out with. And that's the power of African dance, African culture. The dance troupes we'll be having are My Keita, and we're going to have about four youth groups that will be performing also on
Mhm.
Friday night. The 4th, which is the first night of festival this year, 4th through Sunday the 7th, we'll
Mhm.
have Bambada. Uh, and then on Friday, we'll have the Brooklyn Youth Ensembles. On Saturday, we'll have Asasaya. And on Sunday, we'll have Maimuna Keita.
Let's talk about some of the special offerings. You have stuff for children, you have stuff for people, the whole family. Tell us about some of the offerings you have for children.
Okay, so yes, we have many different activities during festival. We have the African marketplace, we have live entertainment. For children, we have Watoto Entertainment. They offer a variety of children's activities. We also have Kuumba's Corner under Sister Musumala, and she's offering a host of activities, and included, she'll be catering, and she has been for the last few years, catering to special needs children and their parents.
Mhm.
So that population is welcome. So this is a broad global outreach to children in the community, and that's another feature that will be offered at the festival.
So you have a powerful children's, and what between what hours can someone bring their children to the children's section?
Well, we open at 10 o'clock is the opening, and from 10:30 to about 11:30. So about 11:30, 12, children's activity will go, and then we'll go until pretty much sundown, almost till festival closes.
Mm. Wow. Okay, that's every day of the festival. And
Every
tell
day. Yes.
tell us the dates again from
The
the
dates are Thursday, July 4th, uh, Friday, July 5th, Saturday, July 6th, and Sunday, July 7th.
in
10
between.
a.m. to 9 p.m. every day.
I know when I enter, there's a lot of music playing. There's a DJ there. Tell us about who the DJ is, because there's brothers and sisters who they're all they do is dance. It's like a dance party. Tell us
Well,
about
it is a dance party, and we're looking at that. We're going to mix it up a little this year. I'm not sure we'll have it every day, but we'll have reggae dance party, and we'll have some other dance parties. So we're looking to, uh, uh, you know, do some creative things around that. And this is our last year at Commodore Barry Park, but the dance
Mhm.
party will be happening, and of course, that's in the handball court. So people, like you said, they are almost in the trance out there.
They're out there. It's really great. It's mad the energy. It takes me back to the early days of house music, the
Uh,
flow, and everything
Very
else.
much so.
So, and most of those people out there, and they're not seniors, but
They're
they're
seniors.
not. Yeah, they are not. You don't see the
They are,
teenagers out there. You see middle-aged men and women just recapturing that time in their youth, and they were out partying. So it's a time capsule effect when you all go back there by there. That's what you meet. That energy of seeing of middle-aged men and women just dancing there back so side off and to the grooving sounds of a wonderful DJ. And then you walk in, and then of course you have the sea of African vendors all over selling almost anything you can imagine.
Mhm.
There's also the hair show, isn't it? The hair show that happens. There's an
At
African.
the Hair Show, that'll be taking place on Sunday,
Okay.
and on Saturday we'll have a fashion show.
Okay. I just want people to get a sense of why this particular festival is so important for people to come for that reason alone, but for many reasons. It's empowering, it's captivating, it imbues the African spirit within you, especially in a world where so much is going on. You need
Mm.
that balance that African culture brings to the table. So let's talk about the forum. Okay, there is also a scholarly forum that's held every year at festival. Talk to us about the forum and who are some of the featured speakers this year.
Okay. Well, the symposium, it's entitled the uh, Symposium on Culture, Community, and Struggle. We have been hosting this event in conjunction with the festival. That is, NAKO is the primary organizer of the symposium. And we've been hosting this for 35 years.
30
And
minutes. Yes.
the, what we like to say is the intellectual uh, component of the festival,
Mhm,
which we
mhm,
bring together major scholars, uh, intellectual, and activists to discuss and dialogue around the myriad of challenges that Black people face across the globe. And so, we have had some very strong figures in the past. Currently, for this year's festival, we're going to be talking about such topics as Netflix, Haiti, Palestine, uh, Africa, health, prisoners, gun violence, education. All right, so housing. These are some of the topics, and some of the speakers are um, Dr. Malefikete Asante from Temple, Dr. James McIntosh, uh, Public Advocate Jamani Williams, former Assemblyman and Professor Roger Green, Josiah Bates, who's going to be talking about gun violence, Clement Onglumwani from South Africa, but
mhm,
also worked in the prisons here in New York, and he'll be talking about prison and prisoners. Okay, and so Maisha Ngozo, and we're going to have an artist panel. So we have a pretty strong lineup again this year, and we
mhm.
look forward to that. And that takes place actually in PS 287, right across the street from the school. I mean, from the park in the school. So
Okay.
it's like you just cross the street. You're right there at the symposium. Starts at about 9. We're going to also show a film on Haiti, Aristide and the Endless Revolution, a very good film on Aristide and how he was kidnapped and how the uh, his regime twice was uh, overthrown by forces like the U.S. outside of Haiti. And so it's a very good film and discussion we'll be having.
Mhm.
Okay.
So definitely, and you have all these scholars coming together talking about a multitude of very important topics as relates to us as a people globally as well as nationally and internationally. And so when I think about the festival and what it offers to our people, it's so important that we have the festival vibrant and alive and there. It's because, as I said, it's an institution. Um, so let's talk a little bit about, and we only have, time is flying. We only have about 2 minutes left. I just want to ask you in
That's
terms of the,
all.
I know time flies,
Absolutely.
but
Wow.
we're gonna maneuver it a little too. So let's talk a little bit about this whole thing about the festival not being at Commodore Barry Park after this year.
When we first came, a few years in, they renovated the area we call Muntu. We've divided festival into about 4 different areas. Muntu, Jamak Jam, and these have been our themes also. But we've
Hmm.
set the venue up in with
Hmm.
African names. See, that's part of being free. Is you're free to
Hmm.
name yourself. You follow?
Hmm.
So that's part of our liberation and flourishing. Is we say not just freedom from want, toil, and domination, but freedom to fully realize ourselves and to
Hmm.
fully flourish as individuals in community. And that's the teachings of Kawaida. And so uh, that renovation, uh, we worked around it. And then actually this year they were supposed to start renovating the field. So we weren't expecting to have the field this year. But then we had a series of meeting with the Brooklyn Parks Commissioner, and they said they were putting that off, but they were going to renovate the park, and that because what happened, the same thing happened, and this is where the community has to like get organized and speak up. They're going to put astroturf down. Now, that's what pushed us out of boys and girls, if people remember. We didn't want to leave boys and girls. We didn't have an option because they renovated the field, which we had
Hmm.
fully utilized, if people will remember.
Hmm.
And they inhibited our being there because they don't allow any activity on the field except for school activities. Now, as someone who utilized boys and girls, I would go out there sometime 2 in the morning, work out. Uh, you go there, it looks nice, it's a pretty field, but it's not being utilized by the community. It's just there, it's just space. So we, Sister Louise, we
Yes.
are really hurt by that,
Mm.
and we
We are
look
too.
at
It's not that I'm just saying it's bothered me when I heard it. It really is.
So
A
we,
concern.
we in limbo right now. We're gonna be probably homeless for a
Mm.
minute, but we'll bounce back. So yes,
Mm.
the options are not many right now.
Mhm.
Meeting with different people to try to
Mhm.
see an alternative spot.
Mhm.
Okay, but
Well,
that
uh-huh.
renovation uh, prohibits us from being there. And
Yeah.
when they renovated the bathroom, that took 2, 3 years. So,
Mm.
renovating the field and
Exactly.
blacktop is going to take probably, I anticipate, another
I
lot
know.
longer, a lot longer.
Well, it's funny. As I was coming from the festival a few weeks ago, Caltech had some at the restoration. I saw behind the block behind some parks there. I don't know if you noticed that. So I'm thinking to myself, and if you drive down that roadway behind the restoration building, there is a park. So I'm thinking to myself, is it possible that maybe this park could be spruced up and maybe festival could be? I'm just thinking. I think that, there's, one thing I think about our people have survived, as you and I know, some of the worst experiences, but we knew how to make lemonade out of lemons, okay? And I
Mhm.
never forget, and you know this, when the festival was told that it could not be in Boys and Girls, the festival became the streets of Fulton Street, or you call it the Nile. And it was 2 years. I remember that. And it was until they realized, hey, we got to find a place. So I think that there will be a place. I know there will be a place because I think this is the time to do it. We've got everything in alignment. We've got the people in place that should be able to find an alternative space for us. But
Mhm.
when I was driving down there, I'm saying, hey, this is nice. I got to talk to Segun about that. So we'll talk offline of that. But I'm
Yeah,
just saying I know there will be a space for festival. We have to have that. And I'm just going to say too, as we wind down, we want to thank and salute the work that you and the IAF, the International African Arts Festival Committee, NAKO, and all of those various organizations that have been part of the continued nurturing of this institution known as the International African Arts Festival, the celebration of our history, our culture, and certainly want to continue it. And we will continue it. I have no question that between now and probably by
straight
the end
ahead,
of this year, there
straight ahead.
will be an option there. But we'll be in touch. And I just want to let you know it's always a pleasure, and we want to encourage our people to come out. Um, could you please give folks the phone number, the website that they can
Yes,
use to contact you?
thank you. Yes, for sure. The website is the best place, and they can also show their support, give their donations on the website. We have a special project we're working on in terms of fundraiser as a birthday anniversary. So you'll see
Hmm.
that on the website. It's www.iaafestival.org. www.iaafestival.org, and that's International African Arts Festival.org. Okay, that's what the IAA Festival stands for.
Hmm.
All right, and the phone number for the office is 718 638 6700. 718 638 6700. And if you're interested, particularly in the symposium, you can
Hmm.
call 718 789 3264. 718 789 3264.
Okay, certainly. So we want people to take advantage of this opportunity. Sometimes we take for granted that certain institutions are going to be there forever. And the reality is things change. And if we want to keep festival going, we've got to put some energy behind that. We may need to make some phone calls to make sure people understand how important this institution is to us, that we need festival. Our children need festival, you know. And I see the generations of children of people who have come through that, I think the university, the temple of knowledge that you guys you create each year. It's vital. So let's make sure this happens. So again, before I just want to say on behalf of Cultural Caravan, we sincerely thank you, Brother Segun, for your
Thank
continued
you.
service, sacrifice, and your coordination of just bringing this institution, having it for us every single year, and just giving us an opportunity to celebrate ourselves. And on behalf of that, I
Thank
want to
you.
thank you for
Sante
being
to you.
here.
Sante Sana.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Sante Sana.